Welcome to CaseBreakin. Man, it's good to be back here.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
I can't believe they're still listening to us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course they would, though. Of course they would.
They're listening to you.
They listen to you too.
Kinda.
You're the genius.
They really just
man.
want the free cards.
They want the free cards. That's it. They want the free cards. We're guilting them into it.
I think we offer valuable advice.
Well, speaking of valuable advice, today we have a lot of valuable advice. We're going to focus a lot at the end of our show today after we rip some of this 2021 National Treasures football. Going for the Herbert.
It's that time, isn't it?
It is. Speaking of which,
draft.
We have the draft.
Yep.
Draft coming in.
Yep.
We all know who's the number one pick is.
Justin Fields. No, okay. Trevor.
right. They're trying, man. He's had 2 pro days.
The guy is amazing. Now, with Trevor Lawrence, obviously, I think will go number one.
I don't know how you pass up on
You can't.
Right?
You can't. You can't, and you just can't. Now, the question becomes Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and the kid from BYU. Help me I forgot his name.
What's his name? Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zach
yes.
Wilson.
So between those 3, who goes to New York and who goes to San Francisco?
Well, that's tough. Personally, I think the Jets should take Fields, but also the Jets have a terrible track record in the last 15 years of drafting quarterbacks. You know, you don't want to get like Mark Sanchez, you know. So I love Justin Fields. He's, Ohio State. He's a Buckeye. So I want him to go somewhere where he has a chance to be successful. That being said, I mean, the Jets they've got a good core, you know. They just got to grind through it somehow. So I don't know.
Zach Wilson's competition level, right? I don't think they played against the level of competition that Ohio State did, and I think that matters.
It's got to matter. And first of all, Fields is a freakish athlete. 4'4", 440.
Right.
Come on. You know, I mean.
Right.
I mean.
Cannon of an arm.
Cannon of an arm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm pulling for him.
Well, let me ask this question. It's the elephant in the room. Dwayne Haskins and the reputation of Ohio State quarterbacks. You think that's weighing in on Fields?
Sure.
This year?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it is. Mm-hmm. He's separate from those guys.
Just like LSU and wide receiver U, right? All the good, some of the best wide receivers in the last 10 years have come out of LSU. 2 of them were on the Browns.
Yes.
You know, between Landry and Beckham. Look at Justin Jefferson. Just got drafted by the Vikings. Special. I think just like defensive ends at Ohio State are always highly coveted, and cornerbacks, I feel like there's a kind of maybe some head trash on the quarterbacks. It's fair, It's fair.
Yeah, well, pertaining to a card question that I have or a thought, Trevor Lawrence transcends location, his value when it comes to the card. He'll go in Jacksonville, which is a small market team, or does that have an effect still on Trevor Lawrence, whether he's either New York or L.A. or?
I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Not for the number 1 pick in the draft. That's a quarterback. That's one of the most since he was a freshman,
right? And
he won a national championship. He's been one of the most highly touted prospects, probably since Andrew Luck, really.
Yep.
And he's going to Jacksonville with a new coach,
Urban.
Yep. I mean, I don't think there's much that's going to take away from
his value.
He's going to be the number 1 valued prospect, in this year's class period.
But location does affect Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Mac Jones.
What do you think?
A little
Stephen?
bit. Not
a bigger market,
man. It's just people are just excited to see these new guys, the new crop of quarterbacks come out.
Sure.
It doesn't matter as much where they go to. What matters, as always, is what happens when they get on the field.
It's just like guards and wings in the NBA. It's quarterbacks and wide receivers in the NFL.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It. And the value is in the quarterback. So there was so much. I mean, even people will find a way to drive the value up on a card. You look at the 2019 class, Kyler Murray was in it. And then everyone was like, "Oh, Daniel Jones is good." You like try to find a way to like hang on to like, that's good. Well, no, he's not that good. So, and we're all just sitting here hoping that Kyler Murray is going to be decent, which I think he is.
Oh, I think so.
I think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
But and the value of that year's product in the trash. All everyone cares about right now. You could buy probably a Kyler Murray rookie for what? Probably a quarter of the price of a Herbert right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can look up some specifics, but
that's what we're going for today.
100%.
You're going to those Herberts. You guys better listen up.
I mean, look at the 19 class too. Daniel Jones, Minshew. Minshew had his little Minshew mania for a minute. Started as a quarterback last year, got hurt, lost his job. His cards plummeted.
Yeah.
And also Haskins. Haskins was in that class. Drew Lock.
Stidham.
Stidham. Yeah, Stidham.
What the heck, man?
We were selling NT Stidham rookies for $25,000 to $3,000, gem mint. Literally the day Cam Newton signed, dropped to a third of the price. The day that he signed. And that's how fast this happens. It's all, once again, timing.
One quarterback we haven't mentioned yet, Trey Lance. I like him a lot.
Trey Lance?
I like him a lot. I like him. I think he has a big arm. He had a great year. Again, it's the competition level for him as well, right? Compared to Zach Wilson.
I get it.
So he may go higher than we think he will.
I'm still hanging on to Josh Rosen. So I understand.
He's not lying, people. We have an entire briefcase full of PSA 10 and gem mint Josh Rosen 101 shield cards, NT gold prism. It's
all of it.
It's pretty funny.
I really.
You went all in with Josh Rosen.
What I thought was going to happen was he was going to get traded to the Patriots because they went for him.
Okay.
Belichick liked him. And then somehow Arizona obviously drafted Kyler. Then they traded him to Dolphins. Then they drafted Tua. Now he's on. I'm still holding out hope because he's the backup for the Bucs right now.
Wow.
Tom Brady's not going to play forever. Well, he might play. I don't know. He might play forever.
He may play forever.
I'm not sure he's ever going to stop.
Benjamin Buttons.
Unbelievable. So, anyway, coming back into some stuff today.
Yeah.
A-Rod leading the group behind the T-Wolves. What do you think about that?
Wow. Great move for him.
Yeah.
Great move for him. You don't necessarily see that crossover from athletes that played in baseball and football being owners in the NBA. So that's a new phenomenon. I'm happy for him. Anthony Edwards doesn't know who he is, though, apparently.
You saw that, right? he knows.
He has to know. He played baseball in high school.
I don't know. He's not that. I mean, Anthony Edwards
A-Rod is A-Rod.
Yeah,
right?
but these younger players, man, not everyone is a historian of the game. They're just not.
Is A-Rod now considered a historian now, though? Is A-Rod considered like ancient history now?
I mean,
I guess.
What 93, 94, 94-ish? 94 maybe, rookie?
90s,
right around Jeter?
Right around Jeter.
Yeah.
Right around Jeter.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards wasn't even born yet. Was he? 94?
No.
04? No, he wasn't even born
way,
yet.
No way.
He's 2000 baby.
Weird to even think about. It's like, God dang it,
weird
I'm
to
old,
us.
man. What the heck? I feel old now.
I wouldn't know who A-Rod is, though. But that's interesting. I think he was genuine in not knowing who A-Rod is. But, yeah, he'll learn quickly who A-Rod is.
You like to see this, though. You like to see former professional athletes getting in and being a part of ownership and teams. It's great for the sport.
And particularly minority ownership. Mm-hmm. And that's a big deal right now with Dwayne Wade now.
Sure, Jazz.
LeBron now with the Red Sox. It's good to see diversity in the ownership box.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
LeBron's going to buy an NBA team.
Oh, at some point, I believe he will. I believe it's his goal. And a lot of the guys are thinking like that now. But LeBron will actually have the capability of doing it.
Sure. He'll want to be the owner of the team.
No question.
And he'll be like
no question.
He'll be like the Jerry Jones of NBA owners.
Because he can
like
draft well, too.
He'll draft. He'll be like, no, you don't know what you're doing. He's a student of the game, right?
I'm so proud of Dwayne Wade and him now being in position to be in ownership with Utah, which I didn't see coming, having been in Miami his whole career and now in Utah. So, but it's a beautiful moment for, in particularly minority athletes.
All right, here we go. 2020 NT football.
Who are we looking for?
Love it.
Justin
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert.
Tua.
Burrow.
I mean, even Chase Young is cool.
Did Burrow's injury do anything to his value?
No.
We
No,
were
it
just
did
talking
not.
about that.
Which is very
Injuries.
strange. His cards are still going for
Wow.
a ton of money.
Oh, wow.
He was he was playing really well leading up to that.
He was.
Oh, yeah. He
He
was
is-
playing fantastic.
He is on the Bengals,
Everybody's buying his cards still like he's going to come back 100%.
Wow.
but he's still
Wow.
probably about half the price of Herbert right now,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
which is crazy. And then Tua, he's not even really. He's probably half the price of
Burrow?
Burrow.
Yeah, Tua and
Why
Hurts
is
are, like,
that?
in their own little class.
Yeah.
They were scared that there was trade rumors with Miami.
Yep.
Right, and he was going to. They were going to trade for. Who were they going to trade? They were going to trade for
Deshaun
Watson.
Deshaun Watson, and that obviously didn't happen.
Right.
But that affected his value. So everyone's like, well, we're going to trade for him. And then
That's a good point.
They mishandled him, too. You know, I talk about the Jets, like, what the heck are the Dolphins doing? Well, why start him, rush him to start,
Benching.
then bench him? Like, what are you doing?
And then put him back in.
And then put
Right.
him back in.
They were on a 3-game winning streak with Fitzpatrick when they just decided to throw him in.
Right.
They weren't losing.
Good old Fitzy, man.
Fitzy's in Washington now, right? With the Washington team, football team.
Yeah. And Alex Smith just retired.
Right. Right.
You know, good for him.
Yep.
He came back from that. I wanted to see him
Yep.
retire.
Excellent career.
Yeah. He was the number 1 pick in the 05 draft.
Over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was like in the
Dropped all the
20s.
way down to
26th.
the 25th.
26th.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the redraft on that with Daniel Jones. Watch out. Stop traffic.
Watch out for Daniel Jones.
That's a joke.
I didn't get that pick.
I had a moment. I didn't get that pick, but it really lost me when he had that breakaway run for like 80 yards, and there was nobody within 20 yards of him, and he just fell. Like out of he just like fell out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, dude.
Did his value of his car fall when he fell?
Yeah.
The value
Bad.
of his cards dropped tremendously from his rookie year to his second
bet.
year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
Way
they're-
down.
They're picking up a little bit of steam right now when they sign Galladay.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And getting Saquon back will obviously
That will help
be huge.
tremendously.
Saquon's going to have a good year. Bradley Chubb. Uh-oh. What is that?
Hey,
Kurt Warner, man. You remember that team?
of course.
Yeah.
The greatest show on turf.
Didn't
Fun
they?
team.
That team basically like kind of transformed the NFL into
100%. 100%.
into that, you know,
100%.
into the product it is today. Isaac Bruce, Marshall Falk.
Torrey Holt,
Oh gosh,
Kurt Warner.
That guy was begging groceries, and then he came out.
Yeah.
he came out and he's throwing like the greatest offense ever assembled. All of a sudden, and that's
He should be a Hall of Famer, Torrey Holt. Should be, in my opinion.
not. And I don't think I don't disagree with you, but he should be. What is this? Charles
Woodson,
Man, he was,
my guy.
that guy was good.
He was unbelievable.
Oh, there we go. Little Zeke.
Bounce back year for Zeke.
Nah, man.
You don't see it.
Yeah, bounce back here for the whole team.
You do.
The
Okay.
whole team.
Well,
They lost Dak. Now the contract situation's over because I'm so happy that's over. I'm tired of hearing about it for the last 2 years straight. Sign Dak. They finally signed him. They'll be back. They have to be a better team with Dak.
Better O-line. Dak's back, so Zeke should have a monster year this year.
their O-line struggled last year.
Right.
I think they got on the back nine of their longevity.
Yep.
But CD Lamb's a stud.
Is he worthy of wearing 88?
Is he better than Cooper? Is that what you said?
He's
I
not
said,
yet.
is he worthy of wearing 88?
I'm
assuming that's a Michael
surprised
Irvin.
they didn't retire that
That's
number.
what Drew Pearson.
I'm really
Michael
shocked by
Irvin.
that too.
Man,
Des Bryant.
I didn't even think about that till right now.
That's Irvin's number though. That's Michael.
That is Michael Irvin's
That's
number.
Michael Irvin.
I agree.
Des Bryant had a good run,
He
but
did.
He's no Michael Irvin.
No.
Curly
Culp.
Culp. There's sometimes they come in and I'm like, who is that? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What we got
Michael
there?
Pittman Jr.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. RPA.
There's another card.
Yeah. RPA right there. There's 3 more. 2 more. Anytime you hit one of these patch autos, that's what you want. Uh-oh. There's a 1-on-1.
Patch auto.
And I swear,
You see it? It's okay. G-rated. Here we go.
Who we got? Who we got?
Oh, it's a logo, man. What?
Who is it?
No, it's
Whoa.
Melvin Gordon. Oh, and a Jordan Love.
oh my gosh,
Whoa.
dude!
What just happened? Okay, time out.
Finally,
Unbelievable.
That's a sweet card right
that
there.
is a great pack right there.
That is what you go for. Those are
Jordan
the
Love.
NFL shields.
Jordan
Wow.
Love, 1-color patch, just sold for $3,800.
That's a 2-color. Like,
2-color patch.
that thing looks solid, man. Wait, I'm not. That's 2 RPAs and a shield and 3 cards.
It's a good
Great
pack.
pack.
We're back.
Great
man.
pack.
Great pack.
We're back.
You lucky people out there.
Lucky people.
We won't see Jordan Love for another 3 years, but it's a great
I
pick.
wouldn't say that. Packers are about to botch this Brett Favre style. They're about to Brett Favre this, and Aaron Rodgers is going to leave.
You said it
I'm
first.
calling it right now.
You said it first.
Why would he stay?
Why would they let him go?
Well, they don't have any money, for one. For two, they drafted a quarterback. The only way you can keep him is build in the draft. They drafted a quarterback.
Right. Why?
He's made the NFC title the last
3 years.
3 years, and the defense can't stop anything. Why would he stay? And then he goes and he sees Tom Brady just all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave my 6 titles I got in New England, and I'm going to go to Tampa, and I'm going to win another one. It's like, you don't think he's like, God, what?
Yeah.
So, man, that is cool. Those are good polls
Great
right
polls.
there. Good polls
Great.
right there.
Great polls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that Love's probably anywhere from conservatively. I mean, a 1-color patch just went for $3,800 on auction.
Hasn't played
You'd
one
have to
down
think-
yet.
You have to think that's at least $4
Wow.
grand,
Four or
depending
five.
on the grading. If it looks good enough,
I mean, Shields, it's Melvin Gordon.
still a 101 shield. That's an auto too, right?
For instance, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If that's a Pat Mahomes, I don't know, 50 grand, 100 grand, something like that.
Who knows, man?
Who knows? Whatever somebody pays for.
Sometimes you throw things up on auction and it just blows your mind.
Unbelievable. And sometimes you throw things up on auction,
You get pissed off.
and then
Yeah.
you're mad yelling at your screen all day. What? How did that happen? All right. Well, there you go. All right. Man, I tell you, that was a good rip session.
It was.
It was the best one so far,
It was.
by far, by and
Easily.
large. Yeah. I mean, hitting 3 RPAs,
That's pretty good.
pretty solid. Well, I guess 2 RPAs and 1 shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing. So I want to get into this with Stefan here. You take cards like that, right? And we always say we pulled a Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
One just sold on eBay raw for, and when we say raw, it's not graded,
Right.
by anyone. $4,000. You send that card in. If it somehow gets a PSA 10, probably 2 times, 2.5 times.
It could potentially could be double. It could be even higher.
Could be even higher,
Especially once
depending
you
on the
get that
rarity.
first one out. You get that first PSA 10 on the market. It doesn't matter what card it is. You get that first PSA 10, people are going nuts. Everybody wants that.
Because
PSA
it's
10.
a PSA 10.
Yep.
Yep. PSA 10 is like the Google for search engines, like for grading. They're just, you're never going to change their, they're recognized. I guess they're the value of their cards are higher than probably, Beckett or, SGC or some of the newer ones that are coming out.
Not even close, actually. And I'm gonna put up a little spreadsheet here.
Wow.
It's not even close.
We'll talk about this. So
Yeah.
PSA just recently shifted ownership, and I really think they're positioning themselves to kind of modernize the grading process and kind of position themselves, because they were founded in the early 90s, I believe.
Yeah, 91.
Yeah. So new ownership. I feel like it's going to be fantastic for cards, but they suspended some of their services because they had a $6 or $10 million card back order.
Wow.
That they had to grade.
Wow.
So, and they just could not keep up.
Right.
So I think what and Stefan's going to kind of take us over from this, but it really leads into how to get into grading and how to, I guess, how to go, like, understand the different types of grades, subgrades, different value for different places you send your cards to. Like, there's a difference. The same Kevin Durant right here, that's a PSA 9. This is worth more than a 9.5 from an SGC if you put that same exact card here. So we'll explain a lot about that, and I'll let Stefan take it away.
Sure.
All right. So PSA shutting down their services on top of doubling their prices twice within a 6-8 month period. Beckett did the same thing. The card you could grade for $100 6 months ago, it's $250. And the wait time is double at the premium level. So with those guys raising their prices and then PSA discontinuing or suspending their lowest 3 tiers, which is the vast bulk of the grading orders, where a lot of the younger guys and newer guys are grading base cards and just lower level cards, that's not happening anymore. Like, you get on the blogs, I just mess around to go just see other collectors' reactions. And as soon as they raised the price, before they even suspended it, as soon as they raised it, I went through one blog and half of the comments, well, I'm out. I cannot afford, and I'm not even talking like $300-$400 tier levels, $500. I'm talking like the collector's level at 10 went to 20. And that knocked out a huge portion of guys. And then their other tiers, they jumped up from 50 to, hold on, I'll pull them up real quick.
And you got
their economy level used to be 20, 25. Yeah. Now it's 50. And the regular service used to be 50, and now it's 100. And Express is 150. I'm pretty sure that was $100 or $75 before the last jump. You can't, most people can't afford to send in 10, 20, 50, 100 cards at those price points anymore. It's much easier when it was $10, $20, even 50. We would gamble a lot more on a $50 chance than a $150 chance just to see,
Yeah.
But I review most of the cards before we send them in. So I don't like to just waste money. But
and if you get into big cards, then it becomes even more ridiculous. When I say big cards, like this card right here, this probably cost $10,000 to grade.
$10,000.
$10,000. Wow.
And
just to put in a holder.
Yep. 4 months ago, that was $5,000. Now it's 10.
Wow.
But people, unless you inherited that kind of card or something, people buying those cards, they can afford $5-10,000. But
correct.
That's a very small
correct
portion of the market. It's just not possible for most people. So with Beckett raising their prices, also I noticed Beckett take a huge shift last year, right around July, right after NT basketball came out. And normally I would send in cards 100 at a time, 150, 200 cards at a time, because Beckett was a hell of a lot more consistent. So I trusted the graders more. And I sent in a 100-card order in July. We hit less than 10 gem mint out of 100 cards that I reviewed. I reviewed these cards, and we're talking Zion NTs, that 1 of 3 Nike Zion NT we hit, the Ja Morant Nike 1 of 3 we hit. We're talking monster cards.
And multiple people review them before it even gets to your desk. If somebody else review them, and then it gets to Stefan, and then he decides if it goes in grades or not.
So the 100 cards were reviewed before we sent them in. Less than 10% hit gem mint. And I'm one of those weirdos. I actually have spreadsheets where I keep all of the grades, and I break them down by percentage. Like, oh, I sent in 70 cards, and 62% hit gem. I did a good job this time. And just to see less than 10%. So from that day forward, I have never sent in more than 10 cards on one order. So if I have 100 cards, now I break it up into 10 to 15 small orders. So I can have 10 to 15 different opinions from different graders on the cards. Because whoever that was that graded those 100 cards, I regraded 50 of them. And over 20 of them hit gem mint the second time with the second grader. That's how...
Subjective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good word.
That grader was having a bad day.
Right.
Really?
Or maybe he was one of the new guys, because they
Or
were
he's a new
they
guy
were getting so
or
far
something.
behind.
Wow.
Just
They were
like
getting
any
so
business.
far behind from COVID that their backlog just started. PSA and Beckett were hiring new people. So maybe it was a new guy trying to make his case
great
that
point.
I'm a badass, you know?
That's what you do. Any business that grows and grows and grows, what do? You hire new people. Well, guess what? Same thing happens with the grading companies. So they're hiring somebody
Sure.
that they may say on their resume, yeah, I know cards.
Right.
I can do this,
Right.
you know, but no. They may be trying to be more stringent, you know, because they're trying to make a name for themselves or something
Correct.
else.
Something.
So,
Correct.
So when we get these orders back now, it's kind of funny because you'll see, you know, a 10-card order, 6, 7 will come back gem, but then you'll get that order, no gems. No gems. And I put minimum grades on everything.
right.
I put a minimum grade, usually 9 on most cards, and I'll get half the cards back that aren't even graded because they didn't hit minimum grade, and then the rest will be 9s. So
A gem is like this. It's a 9.5. So it has all these subgrades, which we'll talk about, which is something important when you're grading with Beckett.
very important with Beckett. So because PSA is doing what they've been doing, and Beckett is, man, I grew up with Beckett. That was my first grading order in 2006. A Chris Paul exquisite rookie that I pulled out of a pack, Dwayne Wade exquisite rookie, and a Carmelo Anthony exquisite RPA. I sent those 3 cards in for my very first grading order in 2006. So, and I've been Beckett ever since. And I've, until now, unfortunately, until now, they're too inconsistent.
Yeah.
We're sending in the same card 2, 3, up to 5 times because I know that the card should be a gem. So we'll send it back. And most of the time, it will eventually hit gem. But man, with the pricing now, it's too expensive to do this. It's just, it's getting so expensive.
Wow.
And you can't do it with PSA, you know, because you're paying
No.
for the value of the card. So you send in a $100,000 card. If they don't grade it,
You still pay.
you still pay. You're paying for the opportunity to grade
get graded.
To get graded.
Not to get graded, but for the opportunity.
Sure. And that's why a lot of people like to use Beckett because they're still charging $125, $250.
Yeah.
PSA, you have a $100,000 card. You can't try it 5 times. You can spend $1,250 trying a card 5 times to regrade it if you believe the card grade is right.
Right.
If you believe it's going to grade well. You can't spend $10,000 5 times on a $100,000 card. You lose all your built-in value.
Correct.
It's gone. Bad investment. So,
Ooh.
And since PSA is so expensive, a lot of times some of these bigger cards, we'll send them to Beckett first. Just kind of like not a pre-qualifier, but kind of, see what they're thinking of it.
Yeah.
And if it hits a gem or a true gem plus, a lot of times I'll just send it right to PSA to try to cross it over, or I'll break it out and I'll send it to PSA. So I have a good feeling that it's worth the money.
That's interesting.
I know the condition of the cards. I've been doing this for so freaking long, but
do you have to notify PSA that it got graded by Beckett?
Oh, you can send them in the slab.
Okay.
You can send them in the slab, and then if it doesn't hit the min grade you want, they'll just send it back, but they still charge you.
I don't recommend doing that.
A lot of people don't recommend it. A lot of people. If you get on blowout forums, there's people in there that will tell you that nothing will cross, which isn't true.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
The conversion rate isn't great. I didn't have time to pull up all of our crossover orders, but I want to.
That'd be interesting.
But it's probably around 15-20% only.
If even that.
Leo doesn't do any of the grading, but I love how confident he is in these answers. So
his face.
I am going to pull it up now, just so we can look at it.
That's
so
interesting.
with PSA and Beckett, having their issues right now and their huge backlogs, it's opened up the doors for a couple of new companies. And time will tell on these companies. They're brand new this year, brand new, and grading it's based on a lot of trust and longevity in the hobby. And do people trust your company? Because there have been dozens of fly-by-night grading companies that have tried to open up, and just people don't trust them.
Sure.
Or they find out they're letting altered cards get in, or fake autographs, or trim card, whatever, or adding color to corners so you can't see the white cardboard. And then people find out that they're letting those cards get through. Your reputation is gone. Gone. So it's opened up the door for a couple new companies. It's HGA. I'm sure a lot of the younger collectors have heard of this brand. They have these colorful labels that match the team colors.
Oh, that's
which,
cool.
when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
But I've also grown up with looking at the same Beckett label or the same black and white and red PSA label. It seemed more simple. But the pricing on them, the pricing on HGA cards, and I'll show everyone later, it's higher than Beckett. It's higher than Beckett resale. Like, consistently, it's higher than Beckett.
Which is incredible to think about,
As a new company.
For a brand new company.
As a new company.
And this company, SGC, they've been around
since 98.
98.
Okay.
And their value is less than Beckett. And less than a brand new company that's out there.
Unfortunately, SGC, even though they have been around for so long, they consistently sell for less than Beckett, and even less than these brand new companies that just popped up in the last few months. It's kind of crazy.
HGH is doing this because they can, probably.
Well,
right?
It's PSA and Beckett opened this door.
Right.
And these guys are taking advantage of it.
And
the cool part, we'll see. I actually want to buy some of these and break them out and send them to PSA and Beckett.
Okay.
And see how they come back. But so this HGA, and there's another one as well, it's called CSG. They both use a little bit of software and artificial AI to grade the cards.
Sure.
So they're taking a little more of the human error out of it, in theory. Like I said, I want to break some out and test them out and see, what they're. But there's also a reason why, if you go on eBay, I haven't seen like an HGA 10 or a CSG 10, which really gets me thinking, how many of these 10s out there should really be 10s, whether it's Beckett or PSA? Because if these guys are really taking the human element and bias out of it, maybe there aren't hundreds of thousands of PSA 10s in reality. I don't know. Like I said, this is so new. Just trying to find cards that all 5 companies have graded to compare. I only found 4 cards. 4. Because if you go to sold HGA and sold CSG, there's less than 1,000 cards of each company sold, period, in the history of their company. But if you go to Beckett, there will be 100,000.
And PSA
has
PSA has 10 million cards in a backlog.
So they have a history.
Right.
Yeah,
they have a history. So we'll see with some of these companies, but I'm excited about. Regardless of who the grading company is, I'm excited about getting more of the AI involved in this process to take out that human element. Because,
yeah. You should be able to look at the centering pretty easily with AI.
Like the CSG, that's what their main
100%.
focus is. They say they use their software to at least get the centering down, and then the humans kind of take it over. But it's just nice to have a little bit of technology behind some of the grading decisions. Besides just a dude sitting there with a coffee, he might be on his 5th order for the day, and he's already looked at 173 cards, and he just wants to get out of the office.
He's got a tea time.
Yeah,
or she.
Yeah, she.
You got something to do.
Yeah.
I got a kid's baseball game. Get me out of here. Sick of looking at cardboard. You know what I mean? Like, it's humans.
It's humans.
You know, and every human has a different opinion when they look at this stuff. We always look at, when you really start diving into investing, you start looking at, like, I want a really good, like, we're looking for a 52 tops mantle. We want to buy an 8, but we want a good 8.
Right.
There's such a thing as a bad 8, and there's such a thing as a good 8. You know? And a good 8, you know that is in better condition than a bad 8. And sadly, you have to look at the micro details of that card. I mean, I'm not going to say specifics, but we've certainly sent in cards sometimes, and we're shocked at the grade they get. Both
higher,
negative
exactly.
and to the positive.
Exactly.
On both sides of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there are definitely some times where
This is a dud.
this card,
Wow.
or it's just such a big card that you have to try. You have to try it. It's such a monster card. You're like, it's worth the $250 or whatever price point you're looking at. And sometimes I come back and they're gem mint, and we're just like, wow, this is not.
Sure.
Yeah, this is gem mint.
Sure.
So I would always advise, and I'm sure Stefan would do the same, is try to look at the card. Even if it's in a holder, look at the card. You know, I mean,
100%.
look at it. Look at the images, look at the corners, look at the centering, because grading is so all over the map right now. These grading companies have, just as the business has grown, like their business has gone through the roof.
Sure.
So
Sure.
getting consistency is very difficult, so try to educate yourself on that. All right. Again, thank you very much. Had a pleasure with you,
brother.
man. My man.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure.
We got to play golf before the next one.
Absolutely.
I need something good to
Next week.
next week. I need something good.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Let
I
me
need
know.
to feel better about myself.
Oh, challenge.
Watching.
I say it, but I'm going to get beat up bad. You know, I want to end with a few things. Rubb's requests, man.
Yeah.
These are cards that I'm looking for, that I'm actively coveting right now. I think any and all Lucas are always. There's an open PO over here for Luca. That guy. You see that 3 he hit?
It's par for the course for him. He's on a magical run. He's going to have a magical career.
Quality Lucas, please.
Quality. Yeah.
Quality Lucas. We have enough base PSA 10s.
No, just NTs and prisms, basically, and flawless.
Yeah.
Kind of got a lot of those. And then I really am looking for a PSA 8 mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
I want a Mickey Mantle. I want a good 8, but I want to buy an 8. I think that's something like, we start realizing this the other day. We're like, we got a lot of really good, like, modern day basketball. We don't have a ton of vintage. So we've been trying to get more into vintage baseball, vintage basketball. Stefan's done a really good job getting some great cards. We had this. You got to see this Luau Cinder we got. Unbelievable. Any rate, that's out there. Always email us, text us. We'll come with a briefcase full of cash, and we'll do a deal. Love to. Appreciate you guys. Till the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Say victory, make sure you mention me.